I tied a steel pipe to a wooden pole, chiseled a groove in it, then poured in some gunpowder and steel balls, pressed them tight with a wooden stick. Just like that, I made a crude rifle. I had been obsessed with firearms since I was little. When I grew up to fulfill my dream, I resolutely joined the army. It was my first time on the battlefield. We were ambushed by the enemy. I was the only one left alive in the whole unit, but I also suffered an arm injury, which left me with severe sequelae. I had to retire and go home. But on the train back, I found my direction again. Many comrades in arms were wounded because of the poor quality of their guns, so I made up my mind to design the best gun ever. I traveled to a munitions factory, drew a rough sketch of the gun. I went to the factory director to ask for workers to help with production. Unexpectedly, he deliberately made things difficult for me, even sneered and mocked me harshly, but this did not deter me, just as I was working my fingers to the bone. The workers heard about my story. They all came to help voluntarily. After numerous reworks, we finally made the prototype of the first generation assault rifle. Then we started test firing. With a nervous heart, I handed the gun to a coworker. He raised the gun and aimed. The bullet pierced through the iron bucket instantly. My partners flipped the bucket over, took out the cartridge cases inside, found that the force distribution was very even. We finally succeeded with the colonel's recommendation. I presented the gun to the general. The general came to the shooting range personally to test it. After an intense round of shooting, the general praised it highly, decided to let me represent the war zone, to participate in the weapons design competition. With the general's recommendation letter, the research institute attached great importance to me. Not only did they arrange a private office for me, but also specially assigned an assistant to me. After a month of preparation, the selection day finally arrived. But to my great surprise, the rifle failed the selection because it kept jamming, but I did not give up. Continued to devote myself to improving the gun, but every time I made improvements, new problems would crop up one after another. Just then, I thought of the crude rifle I made as a child. It suddenly dawned on me. The simpler the structure, the less likely the gun was to malfunction. After sorting out my thoughts, I began to simplify the parts again. Soon, a brand new rifle was born. I rushed to the shooting range immediately, raised the gun and pulled the trigger. Every shot hit the bullseye, but my actions attracted the attention of the management staff. They called the guards, arrested me for firing a gun without permission. But looking at the bullet holes on the iron bucket, I smiled with relief. Before long, the competition kicked off officially to test the performance of the firearms. All the guns had to pass tests of being soaked in water and buried in sand. Under such harsh conditions, many guns jammed. Only the assault rifle I designed remained intact, completed the assessment perfectly, won the championship of the competition in one fell swoop.
I dug my claws into the wall, hanging there in midair. I was shocked to see a Japanese soldier cut the chains and free the American prisoners inside. He even told the sentries not to shoot. Suddenly, he noticed me watching him from the well. He slowly approached, only to find someone in the well. The soldier immediately cut the iron chain, lifted the well cover, and told me to escape quickly. America's atomic bomb was arriving soon. I froze, unable to react, seeing no way out. The other officers took off their uniforms and prepared to commit seppuku. When it was his turn, he hesitated for a long time, afraid to strike. Suddenly, an atomic bomb was dropped. The moment it hit the ground, a mushroom cloud rose. Just as he made up his mind, I suddenly appeared and stopped him. We ran desperately, jumping into the well. In the last second before the heat wave hit, I held up a steel plate, pressed the soldier underneath while I was engulfed by the flames. In the end, the soldier only suffered minor burns, but I, who protected him, was burned beyond recognition. But in the next second, my wounds healed rapidly, and I climbed out of the deep well. The outside was already in ruins. Years later, we met again. He had grown old and frail, but I hadn't changed at all. The reason he sought me out was for my immortality. Faced with this unreasonable request, I firmly refused. That night, just as I fell asleep, a girl suddenly kissed me. I got up and chased her outside, only to find the soldier dead. At his funeral the next day, I saw the tattoo on the monk's arm and realized they were gangsters. Just as I was about to act, a monk shot me. The wound that should have healed quickly showed no sign of recovery. I didn't understand what was happening. Enduring the severe pain, I extended my steel claws and took down all these enemies. Later, lying on the medical bed, I turned on the x-ray machine. As the image appeared, I was shocked to see the bug on my heart. I instantly realized the reason my healing ability failed was all because of this bug, so I decided to use my steel claws to pull the bug out. At that moment, a ninja burst in. He tried to kill me, but my companion stopped him. To buy time, she fought the ninja hand to hand. After a long while, I finally pulled out the bug, but the intense pain caused me to pass out. Meanwhile, the girl was knocked unconscious by the ninja. Just as he was about to deliver the fatal blow, I woke up in time and blocked the attack, with my healing ability restored. I pushed the ninja back repeatedly. Even when the ninja slashed me, the wounds healed instantly.